What's going on, good folks? It's El Amin. I'm talking about why we are all one. Since God is one, we are all one. So now, what do I mean by this, right? We all know that previously there was one color of humans on Earth, and essentially all the different colors came from this particular color, from this particular people. And in this case, I believe this case was it was black people who were here on this planet first. Now, this is not an ego battle. It's not an egotistical thing. But when you look at the genetics of a black person, you could see that it is basically superior than the genes of a white person or the genes of an Asian or a brown person. Now, listen, it's not a competition here, okay? There's no competition here whatsoever. What we do have to recognize is that we all came from one frequency, one light. But when the lights separated, that light said I'm better, this person said I'm better, that person said I'm better. And that's the satanic mind. If you look at the Quran, it tells you that first God created the jinn, the fiery beings, and then God created the clay beings. And God asked the jinn to worship the clay beings because they were great creation. Not to say to worship, but I would say to recognize his creation. But what did the jinn say? The jinn said, no, we are greater than the clay beings. So the jinn refused to cooperate with the clay beings. So one group said that we're better than the other group, essentially, right? And that's the satanic mind. The satanic mind is when you say you are better than another person because of your skin color, because of how big you can get, because of the superiority of your genetics, or the melanin in your skin. Melanin is literally worth $352 on the US market. So this just shows you how valuable this black skin is. But that's a whole other topic for another video. I don't even know why I mentioned that. But anyway, here's the thing, right? If you look at a white light, right? If you look at a white light, it shines through a prism. You have a white light that shines through a prism, and when you shine through a prism, it creates multiple colors, right? But all those colors of the rainbow came from one light originally. They all came from one light. But people fight and tell you that the blue is better than the red. Oh, you know, man, the purple color is my favorite color. Oh, nah, bro, the yellow, bro, that's the shit. All the other colors are crap. But all those lights came from originally one light. Same thing with people. We all came from one light. Same thing with the animals. All the animals came from one animal. So there's no creation that's better than the other creation. There's only evolution and change through time. But time does not separate us from one another. Time has made us different, not better than each other. Right? Even with the trees, even with fruits, there was originally one seed, and that seed was spread across the planet, and it grew according to the circumstances that it was in. There's no such thing as necessarily, well, there is such thing as, it's like there's only an original thing that really just split itself into multiple things. So with light spread itself, and it became different colors. Like people have different colors, right? But we're all originally one light. Same thing with the fruits, same thing with animals, and it's the same thing with people. That's magnificent. That's great news, because that means we're not all far away from each other. You know, we didn't just come from different planets and meet up here. We're all the same person. It's the same thing, but we just presented ourselves in different colors like the rainbow. So this should bring unity, not disunity, because God is one, but God spread himself like the colors of the rainbow through the prism, because God was one, but God became many. So that's you and I. We are God, but God dispersed himself and God became many. So you and I are literally God, because God was one, but God became the many. God became many things. God became the earth that we walk on. God became the sun to bless us with light, because the sunlight is basically the original building block of life. Without sunlight, nothing can really grow on here. God is the moon. God is the planets. God is everything surrounding us. God is each other. So when I see another brother, all I see is God. I don't see somebody that's less superior than me. I don't see somebody that's more than me. I see God. I see God at a stage of his evolution. I see God moving and changing through times. But what does the Caucasian education system teach? It teaches us that that's a whole different group of people that came from this region. That's a whole different other group of people that came from this region. But no, really, we were all on here together, and we just dispersed throughout the planet. And we became many different people. We've developed many different cultures, many different religions, and things of that nature. But all those religions, if you analyze them closely, really, it's all just is based on the same thing. Mantra worship, regurgitating scripture and things of that nature. Yoga is also applied in Salat to a degree. It was also applied in the Hindu tradition. It was applied in the Egyptian tradition. It's applied in the Buddhist tradition. All those things are all the same thing. Just like God. God is the same thing. God is us and the people around us. So we have to stop this narrative of disunity, disharmony. We have to come together. This generation, I believe this is the final generation. If this generation can't do it, then I don't know what's going to happen. And the culture is going to try its best to separate people and make people hate each other. But it's our job to come together as brothers and sisters and show them, the ruling elites, those demons that are ruling this planet, that profit from our disunity, that we can come together. And it's not going to happen through religion. Get that idea out of your mind. Religion is not going to help us. It has never helped us. What's going to help us is recognizing who we are as God's people. We are all God's elect people. Recognizing who we are as gods, as fragments of God, as fragments of the light separated. Coming together in unity again and in harmony. But once we do that, once we come in harmony, once we come in unity, nothing, there's no devils, there's no demons that will be able to stop you once you're in harmony. Even alone as an individual fragment of God, once you come to the understanding of yourself, who you are and your purpose and your spiritual gifts, nothing on this planet can touch you. But first you have to recognize who you are. You have to deprogram yourself. You have to recognize that this world tried to program you into a negative pattern. So my message to you guys today is, my challenge to you guys today is to see people as the same as you, as just fragments of God, as another color of the rainbow, as a light that's ultimately part of the original light. And it's my challenge for you as well is to deprogram yourself and reprogram yourself according to the original program that was written in you. This is a challenge. You were happy, you were joyful. But this world stole it from you. This world told you that you can't be doing that. That you shouldn't be doing that. That's weakness. That's stupidity. That you can't be happy for no reason. That's the Luciferian agenda, brothers and sisters. Is to get you and I to look at each other as if we're separate. As if we're different fragments of the light, but we're all the same frequency. We're all the same light. I'll make another video about this. But for now, this is where I'm going to end it. Brothers and sisters, see yourself as the original light, as the original frequency, because we are all one frequency, one light. It's your boy Al Amin. Take care, guys.